In the world of boxing, the journey to greatness is often paved with personal battles, fierce rivalries, and tales of redemption. One such story is that of Mike Tyson and Carl "The Truth" Williams, two fighters whose paths crossed in both personal and professional arenas. This narrative isn't just about a single bout, but a saga of youthful encounters, boasts, and a score settled in the ring. It all began when a young Tyson, a future heavyweight champion, faced Williams in sparring sessions that would leave an indelible mark on his psyche. As the world looked on, Mike Tyson was seen as an unstoppable force in the heavyweight division. His reputation as the baddest man on the planet was well earned through a series of devastating knockouts and dominant performances. However, cracks in his invincible facade began to appear in the months leading up to his bout with Carl Williams. Tyson's recent fight against British heavyweight Frank Bruno had left fans and analysts questioning his dominance. In what was expected to be another routine victory, Tyson showed signs of vulnerability, struggling more than anticipated against Bruno's power and resilience. The fight, which ended in Tyson's favor, was far from his usual emphatic victories, highlighting a potential chink in his armor. Adding to the uncertainty was the departure of Kevin Rooney, Tyson's longtime trainer and the man who had been instrumental in his rise to the top. Rooney's exit marked the end of an era for Tyson, leaving a void that was yet to be filled effectively. The synergy between Tyson and Rooney was evident in Tyson's aggressive yet strategic fighting style, which now seemed less sharp and more erratic. The boxing world was abuzz with speculation. Was Tyson losing his edge?
Brain. And I of course I try to tell him the truth how I saw it, and I don't have no problem with that, none at all. But I'm not like one of those. I'm not like a. Look at me. Ask me anything you want. I'll answer you, and it will be for an hour. I'm not like that.
Okay. All right.
While Tyson was grappling with his internal and external battles, Carl Williams was on an upward trajectory. Williams first made a significant impact in the boxing world in July 1985, when he faced the legendary Larry Holmes. Although Williams lost the bout, his performance was commendable, going toe-to-toe with Holmes in a close 15-round battle. This fight put Williams on the radar as a formidable contender in the heavyweight division. However, Williams was not without his weaknesses. Experts and analysts noted his vulnerability to left hooks, a flaw that became apparent in his subsequent fights. This susceptibility was exploited in his second professional loss to Mike Weaver in February 1986. Despite these setbacks, Williams continued to climb the ranks, showcasing his skill and resilience. The early encounters between Tyson and Williams were more than just sparring sessions. They were formative experiences that would shape their future rivalry. These sessions took place at the behest of Cus D'Amato, Tyson's first coach and mentor. D'Amato, known for his savvy in arranging matches that would test and develop his fighters, saw potential in pitting the young Tyson against more experienced opponents. Tyson, then a 16-year-old amateur brimming with potential, faced off against Williams, a plucky New Yorker 6 years his senior and already a professional boxer. In these sessions, the more experienced Williams managed to rough up the young Tyson, controlling him with his jab and occasionally landing significant blows. Williams would later recall these sessions with a smirk, remembering how he gave Tyson a bloody nose and shook him up. These early encounters were a humbling experience for Tyson. He was determined to prove himself, and the very next day, he returned to the gym with renewed vigor and a different attitude. This resilience and determination would become hallmarks of Tyson's career, driving him to overcome every obstacle in his path. Fast forward to July 21st, 1989. The anticipation for the Tyson versus Williams bout was palpable. Tyson, now a global superstar and the undisputed heavyweight champion, was eager to settle an old score. Williams, on the other hand, was confident and boasted about his past sparring victories over Tyson. He often recounted how he had once bested a 15-year-old Tyson, an anecdote that added fuel to the already blazing fire of their rivalry. Both fighters were ready and motivated, but their motivations were different. For Tyson, this fight was more than just a title defense. It was an opportunity for retribution. For Williams, it was a chance to prove that his past victories over Tyson were not mere flukes and that he could stand toe-to-toe with the champion. The atmosphere in Atlantic City was electric as the two fighters entered the ring. From the opening bell, the bout was intense. Williams boldly attempted to wrest control from a visibly irritated Tyson. He used his jab effectively, trying to keep Tyson at bay and exploit his reach advantage. However, Tyson's relentless aggression soon began to tell.
He knows he's in with a bull. Tyson gets nailed with a left hook. Tyson looks wobbly as he attacks Bruno.
Tyson's approach was calculated and ferocious. He appeared more composed than he had in his previous fight against Frank Bruno, delivering precise and powerful shots. It didn't take long for Tyson to assert his dominance. A mere 93 seconds into the first round, Tyson landed a devastating left hook, a punch that had been the Achilles heel for Williams in the past. The blow landed square on Williams' jaw, sending him crashing to the canvas. Williams quickly rose to his feet, but the referee, Randy Newman, deemed him unfit to continue and stopped the fight. This decision sparked immediate protests from Williams, his coach Karine Graziano, and the crowd. They expressed disbelief at Neumann's decision, arguing that Williams was ready to continue.
He got up at 8. He was wobbly. He wasn't standing up. He was leaning against the ropes. I asked him a question, a very simple question. How do you feel? Not for the answer, but to see how he responded. His eyes were blank. His expression was blank. He had no answer.
Is there any chance that he misunderstood what you wanted him to respond to?
I don't think so. Let me tell you why. He's had a lot of professional fights and a lot of amateur fights. When a fighter is knocked down, and I had 38 fights, when a fighter is knocked down, the first thing he wants to prove when he gets up to the referee is that he's in good shape. Number one, he wasn't standing on his feet, he was leaning on.
Neumann later justified his action, asserting that Williams didn't seem ready to continue and that his decision was made to prevent further injury. When he got up at 8, he was wobbly. He wasn't standing up, he was leaning against the ropes, Neumann explained. I asked him a very simple question: how do you feel? Not for the answer, but to see how he responded. His eyes were blank, his expression was blank, he had no answer. Williams, although clearly shaken, claimed he was far from knocked out. I stood upright, he later expressed discontentedly. Despite his protests, the outcome remained unaltered, a knockout victory for Tyson. The controversy surrounding the stoppage of the fight added to its legendary status. Neumann, a former heavyweight himself, stood by his call, emphasizing the importance of fighter safety. If Tyson were in Williams's place, the fight would have been stopped just the same, he insisted. Newman's priority was to ensure that no fighter sustained unnecessary damage, especially when displaying signs of a potential concussion. He described how Williams was not fully standing on his feet and was leaning on the ropes when he counted to 8. Neumann's experience in the ring informed his judgment that Williams was not in a condition to defend himself properly. His eyes were dead, Neumann added, underscoring the blank expression that concerned him the most. This assessment, while contested by Williams and his camp, was based on Neumann's extensive experience and concern for the fighter's well-being. Williams' reaction to the stoppage was one of frustration and disbelief. He believed he was capable of continuing the fight and felt robbed of the opportunity to prove himself against Tyson. I wasn't knocked out, Williams insisted. I was shaken, but I stood upright and was ready to go on. This reaction was echoed by his coach, Karine Graziano, who felt that the fight was stopped prematurely. Graziano argued that Williams had the skill and resilience to recover and potentially turn the tide against Tyson. The protests, however, fell on deaf ears as the decision had already been made, and the knockout victory was officially recorded in Tyson's favor.
Okay, it was a clean left hook. Did you...
From Tyson's perspective, the fight unfolded as he had anticipated. He was confident in his strategy and execution, believing that his accuracy and power would eventually break through Williams's defenses. I was very confident I wanted to hit him with a good right hand, Tyson said post-fight, but I never catch anyone with it. My best punch is always the left hook. Tyson's tactical approach was evident in how he methodically broke down Williams's defenses. He utilized his superior hand speed and punching power to land clean, precise shots. Reflecting on the bout, Tyson expressed no surprise at the quick outcome. I knew if I catch someone clean, they go regardless of who they are, he stated. In the aftermath of the fight, both fighters reflected on their performance and the outcome. For Tyson, the victory was a reaffirmation of his status as the best fighter in the world. I'll fight anybody, Tyson declared. I don't discriminate from anybody. I'm the best fighter in the world, and there's no man anyway champion of the world. Williams, on the other hand, was left to ponder what could have been. He believed that given more time, he could have adjusted and potentially mounted a comeback. I stood upright, Williams reiterated, but the referee called what he saw. The 93-second knockout of Carl Williams became a significant moment in Mike Tyson's storied career. It was a demonstration of his devastating power and precision, reinforcing his reputation as the most fearsome boxer of his time. The fight also highlighted the human element of boxing, the pride, the rivalries, and the quest for redemption. Leave a comment below letting us know your thoughts on the Tyson versus Williams fight and any other legendary boxing clashes you'd like us to cover. Until next time, keep your guard up and stay tuned for more knockout stories from the world of boxing. Thanks for watching.